Good morning. Today is a special Sunday because there are three people I consider dear friends who are all celebrating their birthday today or tomorrow. One of them is sitting right next to me. So, Maestro?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karyl. Happy birthday to you.
And again, good morning. I am Tom Merrill, grateful member of this community. The other two, Joanna Hughes, and a dear friend who lives in Walnut Creek. Yeah, I think everyone's pretty well taken their seats. This is a perfect time to greet your neighbors. It's now the time to make sure all of your electronic devices, cell phones and the like, are turned off. As I said before, these connect you to the world, but we already know that we are fully connected to the world. We don't need these. They just get in the way of the sound system. So go ahead and do that. And again, welcome to Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living, where we honor wherever you are on your spiritual path, and know that there will be something here for you in the beautiful music and spoken word this morning. So join us in the chant. It'll be on the screen behind me, and followed by the morning spiritual mind treatment with today's practitioner, who is Michael Hart. Thank you very much.
All right, let's all stand up. Put your hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty, are you ready now? Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. Is available. Everything I need to do about what lies before me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me. The mind of God within me. Let's sing it again. Everything I need to know about what lies before me. Everything I need to know about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me. Through the mind of God within me. I'm hearing you now. To do about what lies before me. Everything I need to do about what lies before me is available to me. Is available to me. In the mind of God within me. In the mind of God within me. Through the mind of God
Join me now in spiritual mind treatment. Oh, so just remembering that there is really, really and truly only one mind. And opening now to that mind, I stand in awe and wonder of the divine grace that showers upon us like the much wanted rain. It showers upon us whether it is dry or rainy, whether it is cold or warm. No matter what is happening, the one life showers itself forth, gives of itself always. And as it gives of itself, so it becomes all that there is, all that there ever could be. One life exploring itself, giving of itself, entering into form in ever new ways. And I am one of those ways. I am one of the ways that the unerring, the divine, the grace, the givingness, the allness, the power, the freedom, the creativity, the love has chosen to become right where I am. And as I know this about myself, so I know it about everyone within the sound of my voice, each one a miracle of life happening, becoming uniquely as themselves. Each one a gift of the endless givingness, a gift here as what they are, and a gift in all they think, do, choose, are, say, act as, become. One life living itself as each one. And so I speak my word for each one within the sound of my voice, and I call forth from within them that opening in consciousness, that new knowing, that susceptibility to the awareness that they truly are a revelation of truth, that they truly are a place for that truth of good, that truth of oneness, that truth of power and freedom and becoming, to become more itself through them. And similarly, they are a place where that truth leaks out, seeps out into all that surrounds them, so that they become that vessel, that vehicle, that revealer of truth that is their sole purpose in being, simply to be uniquely what they are. And I celebrate this. I celebrate that opening that allows each one of us to surrender into the knowing of good, into a knowing that leaves space for nothing else but good, into a knowing that enables, empowers that kindness, that love, that creativity, that abundance, that joy, that is life itself, living itself as us. And so in gratitude, I release this my word to its law, to that law that forever and always becomes whatever is needed to support, sustain, fulfill, inspire, and reward the greater expression of its own good. And so it does now, and so it is. Amen. And I believe Bodhi is going to introduce our musicians today.
Good morning. How many of you were here for the prelude? That's right. Well, the Harmony Singers are from Unity in Walnut Creek, and we are connected through the Langiel family. You've heard Jean sing here before, so you know the apple does not fall far from the tree. And Lisa has the gift as well, and she has brought her friends with her, Nancy, Ronnie, and Pam. And Lisa, they're the Harmony Singers. Please welcome the Harmony Singers.
everything you think you need to control, for everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now, the power of now, the power of now.
To say that the Unity Church in Walnut Creek is very, very blessed. And I'm so glad that you shared your gift with us this morning, and you are welcome back anytime. Bodie, just keep the schedule open. So, thank you. It's very good to be here. It's very good to be back. And I'm going to do something a little bit different than I've ever done when I come back from a trip, because I want all of you that have any inkling that you would like to go on a sacred journey with me to be able to do that. It's sacred practice. And you discover things about yourself in a foreign land that you never knew before. And you discover things about your source that you never knew before. So I have a few of the things that you could come up with right here. First of all is the vastness of life and what there is out there that is so much more than in America. And right here, can you see right there? That is Reverend Sherry Jensen, right there on the beach in Tenby. So vastness is one of the things that we get on these journeys. Another is heritage, the history of who we are, the history of where we've come from spiritually. So this is a little churchyard, as you can see. Oh dear. Okay. So this right here, this is a standing stone. This is a part of a stone circle. And there was a stone circle on this spot where this church planted itself. And these big dolmens, they're called, are built right into the circular fence that goes around the church. So here we have a little Christian church, clearly on a pagan site, which is proof that our ancestors just built the next thing where it was already holy. The next thing right where it was already holy. And this is a yew tree. There were 4 yew trees on this property. And yew trees are 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years old. And they have been a symbol of immortality because they regenerate out of they kind of get so big, their trunk cracks, and then more shoots come right out of the middle of that, and they can live for thousands and thousands of years, and so are a symbol of immortality, and so are planted on holy sites. And 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago is way before the Christian era. So that's another wonderful thing to see where there's more, where there's so much history in Europe and Britain. So the other thing we get to do is really, it feels to me like time travel. Now, this is Gaynell, one of the people on the tour, who I came upon her in this graveyard, and I said, Gaynell, don't move. And I took that picture and it looks like it could have been hundreds of years ago. There's nothing there that says power lines or cars or anything like that. And the feeling is ancient. And then we have laughs, of course. Those of you that have been with me before, that's Glenn, one of the tour guides here, and here's Sherry, Reverend Sherry, in a pub at dinner after a wonderful day tromping around. in the sheep poo. Yeah. Beauty, I'm telling you, the hedgerows, this is just, I could have pointed my camera anywhere. And beauty like this is all over the place. And although our ancestors didn't see exactly this, because the fields are made by historic farmers at least, the woods in the background here, that's what our ancestors would have seen. And ritual. This is a goblet that is on a stone ruins of Castle Dennisbron. And we do ritual all the time, every day. And it's just pretty fabulous. So there's a few spaces left on the English tour if any of you are going, oh my God, I had no idea. So the current lesson, darlings, is about what we believe. And we are into the 7th statement, which is, we believe in the direct revelation of truth through the intuitive and spiritual nature of the individual, and that any person who lives in close contact with the indwelling God may become a revealer of truth, and that means you. So for those of you that haven't been with us all along this year, we're going through this essay called What We Believe that was authored by our founder, and it is as close as we get to the basic dogma, philosophy, bottom line of our teachings. And we have divided them into 12 statements, and right over here is a poster of the 12 statements, and we take one a month, and so this is the one for this month. And what I want to talk about mostly in this month is the concept of connection. Because the whole point of becoming a revealer of truth is that you already are absolutely connected and know it and feel it and live it. And the connection is to our source. The connection is to the one that creates and sustains us and lives in us. And so that feeling of being plugged into is what it means in the statement when it says anyone who lives in close contact with the indwelling God can become a revealer of truth. So in order to do that, in order to be a revealer of truth with a capital T, not only do you have to have the connection with your source, but you actually have had to integrate all 6 previous statements. This, to me, is kind of the pivotal statement of the whole essay. It's like, if you do these things, this is what you get. And the first thing that you get is to become a revealer of truth. I mean, the first thing you get after all those other great things you get with oneness. So I want to review just with one statement, each thing that ideally we have integrated so that we're all like raised up to angel status right now, so we can all become revealers of truth. So in January, we talked about God is the source of everything, that all is made out of God. Every single thing is made out of God. That's the source of everything. There's nothing else to be made out of. There's nothing else to have as our source. That's one source. It's all of our, that's where we all come from. In February, we talked about God is made manifest in each of us. That's kind of the corollary. If God is our source, then God lives in us, and that is made manifest in each one of us. So the God within is the God, the real deal, the author of the universe. In March, we talked about we are eternal within this divine life, because the teaching is, the belief is, the feeling state is that God is eternal, immortal, ongoing, forever and ever and ever. And if we're that, that's us too. So you see, there's a little bit of work to do here. A little bit of work. In April, we talked about heaven is within us, because that's our origin is within us. We carry that around with us. In May, we talked about everything unlike this holiness is up for healing and will absolutely surely be healed. So anything that you're like in the little argument, the little yappy mind that says, yeah, but, well, what about this? What about this? It's all going to be healed, and we're all just going to be saying, yes, I am one with God, and God is all there is, and I am one with that. And then last month in June, we talked about the divine one who created us is really the beloved of our soul. So not only are we it, but we're in love with it. Oh, so esoteric when you just speak it like that. But Pat Malone has put the takeaways, all the takeaways, 4 or 5 takeaways from each Sunday of the year on this handout. It's right over here on the education table. You can pick one up if you like it. So, as we internalize these basic truths, we become available to become revealers of truth. Okay. Are you all up with me here? Very, very good. So my title today is this: How can I become a revealer of truth? So my personal take on this is that no one has or can express the ultimate big capital letter T truth, because we are so much more than we ever realize. I mean, even the avatars, the saints, have their energy has been stepped down to fit in a body. And so to imagine that we are all here in a body, but we are a smidgen of what we truly are. And so to think about, to feel into all that we truly are is part of our spiritual practice. But we can't know the ultimate truth because there's so much more. I mean, infinite means that. Anything that we can define as God or as us, infinite means more than that. So, because we all seek for this big T truth, humanity has done all kinds of things. In ancient times, we had oracles, and the oracles would, go into a rapturous state or a drugged state or whatever they did and spoke forth the biggest truth that was available to them. And in biblical history, in the Old Testament, we have the prophets. The prophets were revealers of great truth. Was it the ultimate big T truth? I personally don't think so, because even they, those holy, holy, holy prophets of old, they're more than they even realized. And when you step down into cultures, the myths and the historical stories of origination of every single culture, they're true. The oracles told some truth, the prophets told some truth, and the myths of every culture tell some truth. And so I'm going to break into a story here about the Welsh trip, because kind of early on in the trip, I saw this wonderful book. It's called The Mabinogion. And the Mabinogion was kind of in the collection of those books where if you're really, really serious about the Welsh language, which, oh my God, is it's very difficult. This book appeared, the Mabinogion, and this in different translations, so I knew it was kind of important. So I looked through the table of contents, and then I asked someone at a heritage center, and I said, are these the myths of, what is this? Is it the mythical history? Is it like the tales of Ireland of the Tuatha De Danann? And she said, well, no, they're true-ish. That was the. So I picked up the book and I looked on the back, and I see that the stories tell of Gwydion, the shapeshifter, who can create a woman out of flowers. True-ish. And this was, like a woman in a uniform at a heritage center. So I thought, well, I don't know. I had already purchased like 8 books, and I had to leave things in Wales. I left my socks and things in Wales, so I had room to pack. So I didn't know that I wanted another book, but then I found myself in the Oxford Press bookstore talking to another person about the Mabinogion, where I purchased this wonderful, wonderful map of Wales that has pictures of the stories in the Mabinogion. And Mabinogi, the first, Mabinogi, the second, and so on. So this Oxford-educated guy, I said, what is this Mabinogion? You know, is it the origin stories of your country? And he said, well, these things did happen very, very long ago. So I looked on the back again. Dragons, witches, and giants live alongside kings and heroes in quests of honor, revenge, and love set against the backdrop of a country struggling to retain its independence. And so I thought, I got to get this book. And so, of course, I left some more socks. But every culture, and, you know, us too, think of our mythical stories of origin as true. You know, in little children in Greece, in history books in the 4th grade, they start with the stories of the gods and goddesses. It's their real, true-ish history. So truth, back to the topic of the talk, is at many, many levels. So we already actually are revealers of some kind of truth. We're revealers of our truth. Some of it is a little t truth. Some of it is a medium grown-up adolescent t truth, working towards the capital T truth. But whatever we hold to be so at our level of consciousness is our truth. So if we believe that luck is true, then we believe in something outside of ourselves that has power over us. And that is not our teaching. But it could be your truth, your little t truth. As a matter of fact, Mary and Amanda were in the pet store getting some cat food, and they had a couple of little black kittens for adoption. And they said to me if we already didn't have 4 cats at home, they would have brought those 2 back. But in this conversation, they said, black cats are the hardest to adopt. Why? Because people believe they're bad luck. I know. Well, that's the level of truth that some people live at. And some of us live at the truth that hard work to exhaustion is necessary to get ahead, or even to stay even. If that is your truth, it's your truth. I mean, you can't argue. People will try to argue with you, but you go, oh, no, I have to work this hard. And there are people who probably, I mean, I was there. I struggled to not be there. There are people who are in this truth. Life unfolds for me better than I could ever imagine. That's their truth. And that's what they live by. So the lesson here is about the truth that sets you free, the highest truth. And it's the truth that you get closer and closer to when you are in close connection with the indwelling Spirit, so that you actually get to the place of revelation, telling the highest, absolutely the highest truth possible. And the more that we practice being close to the indwelling Spirit, the more that we are able to be the revealers of a higher and higher truth, guess what? The better life feels to us. The better it is for the world, and the happier and more joyful it is for us. That's why this lesson is important. So I know that it sounded theoretical when I said all these 6 things you have to internalize, and then maybe you can get to be a revealer of truth, that as you work up this little truth scale of higher and higher and more freeing truth, you get higher and higher and freer. So, are you ready to know how to become a revealer of capital T truth? Yeah. Okay, me too. You know, it's like chop wood, carry water. The first thing is establish a regular spiritual practice. A regular spiritual practice that includes some prayer, some meditation, some study, some service, some financial giving, maybe a class or two. Maybe you like to go to ecstatic dance. That's fine. Maybe you say your prayers while you're walking in nature. I do that. Maybe you say your prayers while you pet the cat. I do that. Maybe your practice is sacred travel. I do that. But what I want it to be, and what seems to be good, what the masters tell us, is that regular practice with the intention of opening to Spirit. Not just sitting there for 20 minutes and reviewing the menu for the night, but with the intention of getting closer and closer and closer to Spirit. Next, you ask, what is the highest vision? This is what we do when we practice visioning. This is what you can do to become a revealer of truth. You ask, what is the highest truth or the highest vision of whatever it is that you're working on at the time. So it could be the greatest spiritual truth or the greatest vision for your family, or the greatest spiritual truth or vision for your work, the greatest spiritual truth or the greatest vision for a project that you have taken on, or even the highest spiritual truth or the highest vision for something that is bringing you pain. Because that's when it really, really is powerful. When you can say, in this moment, I am setting aside the pain and I am asking the question, what is the highest spiritual truth about this thing that's going on in my life right now? So then you might get an answer that's too much. You might get an answer that is, and that's when it's really exciting. You get an answer where it's like, oh my goodness, can I possibly accept this? Can I possibly live this? Can I possibly internalize this as absolute truth? So the next thing is, what truth, and I did this with a small t. What truth can I totally accept? Because when we're doing creation work, when we're using the divine law to create our life, we have to be able to absolutely agree with and believe in what it is we ask for, what it is we say, what it is we declare. Because you can say until you're blue in the face, I'm whole and complete in God and I accept the highest and greatest for my life. What in the world does that mean? Until you can absolutely embrace the truth that you call forth, it is really like just flapping in the wind. It won't, because your truth is what is revealed. And if you're speaking something that isn't the truth, the law will know. You can't fool the law. So here's an example of that. We just got finished with Ruth's class, and Emma Curtis Hopkins is what is called a revealer of truth and a very powerful, no-nonsense speaker of the absolute truth in metaphysics. So this is just a quote from page 45. This is one of her denials, her famous denials. There is no sin, sickness, or death. Then she explains. There is no sin, sickness, or death. Where is there no sin, sickness, or death? In God, of course. Where is God? Everywhere. This removes the sins out of your sight, which were put there by our belief in the absence of goodness in people. Now, if you are looking at the news and you can't wrap your mind around this, there is no sin, sickness, or death. Now, there are people that can. There are people that absolutely can wrap their mind around this, and they are not bothered one bit by anything that happens in the world. If you look at the news and you say, I can't wrap my mind around, there is no sin, sickness, or death. I see it. I see it there. What is it that you could believe in that is better than despair? Perhaps you could believe that everyone does the very best they are capable of at every moment of their lives. That's something that maybe you could wrap your mind around. And instead of getting all wrought up about what's happening across the world or what's happening in your family, instead of just sinking into judgment and despair, you could say, God indwells everyone, and everyone acts from the highest place they can at any particular moment. Can you feel how that is uplifting? Can you feel like that's better? You feel better than the judgment and the comparison and the condemnation and the fear that is engendered by looking at something and calling it bad. Now, this takes some work. But when you dwell upon any level of truth that you reach through prayer and visioning, that is a higher truth than you normally live. And as you accept that into your life, the benefits of being a revealer of high truth are infused into your life. Do you get what I mean? Great. And then lastly, speak that truth. Now this is very, very important, that you speak the highest vision into the world and don't let separation, hatred, comparison seemingly win. This is, as we're already gearing up for election time, and there's nothing like election time to bring the consciousness of America down, And so if we could just practice saying everyone does the very best they are capable of in any particular moment, and we speak that, and find a way to, when you're in conversation and people are awfulizing and the whole energy is spiraling down, and somebody is being judged, and then you say, oh yeah, I saw him do that, and oh yeah, they said that too. For you to interject in some way where people will not just turn you off. And that's a spiritual skill that you can practice. Somebody really believes in that, and that's their high truth. And I kind of believe that everybody acts from the very best place that they can in any particular moment. That puts a whole different energy into the world. And so as you do your spiritual practice, as you open to the highest vision, as you work with your own consciousness and not lie to yourself about what is the next highest truth that you can really step into, what can I truly, truly believe and embody with my whole being, so that there's no argument in me anywhere, and there's no hope even. God, I hope that's true. No hope. There is a declaration. What this truth that I have declared is my truth, in and out and up and down and in, through and through. I can believe that, and then you speak it. What happens is you are your own curriculum of growth. You're your own curriculum of growth. Because as you do it the next time, you will be led to a greater truth, and then a greater and a greater. And so I want you to know that this is what practitioners do with you. When you come to them with a story of despair, they will find the truth in it. And the truth is not despair. The truth is empowerment. The truth is love. The truth is connection. And the practitioner will speak to you on the level that you can hear, so that the next step in your consciousness is opened. That is one of the powers of a practitioner, to help you take your next step in truth. So, are you willing to do this with me? This is a powerful, powerful month of revealing truth, and we're going to work on revealing truth in relationships, in our health, and in financial affairs. And as we reveal truth in those earthy things, then that expansiveness of spirit will enlarge us. More spirit comes through us. We heal ourselves and the world, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful month of summer and light and sunshine, and it's going to be great. Today, your takeaway that you tell your friends that you learned today is the truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. The truth will set me free. And dear John of the Gospel said that, or something like it. Somebody wrote it down and said that he said it, and that's good enough for me. So, with this, I'd like to take us on a journey inward, and really. Oh, I want to, before we go inward, there was one more thing from the Mabinogion I wanted to tell you. Come back. Because, this is about how a vision can take you up a notch in truth. So one of the stories of the Mabinogion is that Arthur, and of course the Welsh completely claim King Arthur, he didn't have a thing to do with England, he was Welsh. And so King Arthur, at one point, a member of his family married somebody in Ireland, and that group was causing trouble. And so Arthur walked across the Irish Sea to Ireland to do the healing with the family. And he said, a leader must be a bridge. Now that's the example of the myth and the truth coming together. So truth is everywhere. And I invite you to take a look at the wonderful poster with all the giants and dragons. So as I turn within, having the vision of my people behind my closed eyes, I see beings of light. I see individuals that I could say to each one, you are a great being. You are magnificent. You are so much bigger than you think you are. You are so much deeper and more connected. You are an unrepeatable miracle, and that is saying it small. You are an unrepeatable being of light and love, with work and joy to experience, and love to express. And there are minions who support you. There are the ancestors and the angels, and those beings that are on the 99% of reality that we, with our sensory apparatus, cannot perceive. Some great things are going on in that 99% of whatever it is that is going on, and much of it is in support of each one of you to be the next step up of the magnificence that you are, to be the next connecting act of you to another, to be the healing presence that is already within you and around you. Each one here, you, and anyone that hears this on the internet, You are the light of the world. You have been called for great work, and you can do it. With close connection to the indwelling Spirit, there is all that is needed for all you have to do and all you want to be in this life. You truly are perfect. You are lacking nothing. You are whole. You are blessed. You are divine. You are beautiful beyond words. And so it is.
I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through divine eyes. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through divine eyes. You used to rock me in the cradle of your arms. You said you'd hold me till the storms of life are gone. You said you'd comfort me in times like these, and now I need you, and you hear me. I can go on. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through divine eyes. When I'm fearful and scared, there seems so little beauty, but now I see it so clearly through your eyes. Now the world outside can seem like such a lonely place. Here inside my spirit comforts and consoles. And when I try to hear your voice above the storms of life, then I remember all the things that I was told. I am sitting here wanting memories to teach me to see the beauty in the world through divine eyes. I thought that you were gone, but now I know you're with me. You are the voice that whispers all I need to hear. I know a please, a thank you, and a smile will take me far. I know that I am you and you are me and we are one. I know that who I am is numbered in each grain of sand. I know that I've been blessed again and
isn't that proof that harmony is a divine quality of God? I mean, it feels so good to hear that. Thank you so much. Now is the time for our tithes and offerings, and the ushers are getting ready. If you would come forward, ushers. And I want to thank you in advance for your generosity, because we're all sustained by each other here financially. All that you give goes to rent and salaries and all of that is divine in the business form. And so what we do in spiritual practice is send our money to our highest vision. And if our highest vision is a community that is in harmony, then that's what you give to today, and that's how we're sustained. So if you would, with me, repeat this offering blessing. This gift I give is God in action. I now send it forth to bless and to prosper. I know that everywhere it goes, it is a living in love, one heart and one thought at a time, and so it is. So would the ushers please receive the offering, and we've got this great song we don't sing too often. It's wonderful. I am the world. I am the Spirit. I am the principle of life's eternal giving. I am everlasting, beautiful and free. I am one in God, and God is one in me. I am the world. I am the Spirit. I am the principle of life's eternal giving. I am everlasting, beautiful and free. I am one in God, and God is one in me. Let's sing you. You are the world. You are the Spirit. You are the principle of life's eternal giving. You are everlasting, beautiful and free. I am one in God, and God is one in me. We are the world. We are the Spirit. We are the principle of life's eternal giving. We are everlasting, beautiful and free. We are one in God, and God is one in me. We are one in God, and God is one in me. I am one in God, and God is one in me. So I give thanks for this gift. I give thanks for the generosity of the hearts of this community. I give thanks for all that binds us together, one unto another, as spiritual family. And so it is. Amen. Okay. Announcements. We got great announcements. Are you ready for the first great announcement? All right. Look at those faces. Leslie and Pat. Woo! Pat just kind of. Pat, get Pat out here. Pat. Thank you. Stand up, Leslie. We're not done applauding. Where is she? Pat, get Pat. Pat. than one more hurdle, and then they will have the letters after their name. So, congratulations. Thank you very much. You can, as you were. And today is Partnership Sunday, and we have Reverend Barbara here, so come on up. And take the mic, honey. Sarah, would you help me with this, please? We have a gift to send to Temenos. This is going to be familiar to you because we hung it up over there for years and years and years. So, a world of love.
Somebody take a picture.
Okay. Can we see your face?
Well, yeah, I'm not back here.
Yeah. There. Yoo-hoo!
Whoa. I remember when that was there and when Heather created that first art and we created the first team and Jay was on that first team. I've got a picture of us around that heart. And so I am so grateful that this has been my perch to the homeland, this church. And I'm so grateful that we're still moving forward in partnership. So Jet and Joe staff that table back there once a month, and so this is Partnership Sunday. I have a couple minutes to share some of the essence. You can read in your bulletin, but I see Reverend Brent is there, and I was just searching thousands of slides and found one of him and Rick and all of you who have come, and Karyl and everybody. It's just been an amazing experience. So I want to just share two things. One, my daddy used to say that if it doesn't get you, it'll make you strong. And so what's going on in Ukraine today has got a lot of people. And but what I want you to know, and it's what you're not going to hear in the news, is that there's a whole lot of people who are getting really strong. And I don't mean, this kind of strong, but I mean this kind of strong. Being the place where Spirit expresses in our life. And so our practitioners, about a third of them are right here. About a third of them are out there, but maybe they weren't there in the first place. And a third of them are kind of looking for what's their place. Speak your truth. This talk today was moving to all of us on lots of levels. It was truly, truly amazing. So the truth that I want to share is that my life has been pulled, pushed, called by peace for as long as I can remember. So 3 big things have happened about that. My son said, are you going to live long enough to go to college? He asked himself, and he asked me, and I moved to peace again. And then I arrived on September 11th, 2001, and I moved to peace again. I spent the whole first week, in fact, I talked to you, I don't know how many times, 10 times during that week. Because what we were doing is really downloading Spirit so we could support our communities. I didn't even have one. You were it and my family. So the first week on the job, I'm talking to my minister 3 or 4 times, and what did I find out? I found out that I believed in peace. I discovered that I believed it, that I knew it, and my life is about it. And before I got there, between my son's question and that revelation, I went to OnCourse. And in OnCourse, I got that my mission in my life was the new United Nations. And I believe it. And 10 years ago, God said to me in a visioning that Ukraine is the midwife for God. And I believe it. And I believe that right now, the truth that I know, and it's a little T, but it's this T. Where I'm letting Spirit guide my life. And the truth that I know is that something amazing is happening in the world. Amazing. And it looks like it's falling apart, but in fact it's not. It's birthing something amazing. So I am so grateful for being part of this amazing life and being part of this amazing community. I used to feel I was out on the skinny end of the limb. And now, maybe it took a coup, a revelation, an invasion, and a threatened civil war to have me realize that I am not scared. I am not scared. In fact, I am excited about what's happening. And I know that what we think makes a difference. So I invite you, all of you, to join us in the deep end of the pool, because that's where this is. I'm in the deep end of the pool, and I want you with me, so that every time you think about fear, you remember that there is so much love. As Karyl said today, she said several things, but this power of Spirit is moving through. So let it have its room. So I commit to letting it have its room through me and as me, as she has done. And I'm grateful for you, all of you. So come and visit the table, and right after the service, we've got an amazing slideshow. Maybe you'll see yourself there. Thank you.
Thursday, Reverend Sarah will do her coffee and conversation at Il Fornaio, and her topic is fostering a healthy mental diet. And well, that wasn't it. The change of venue. Rewind. We're not here next week. We're at the Corte Madera Inn, because the Avon Breast Cancer Walk is going to have many, many, many campsites and porta potties all over the place here. So we can't be here. So we're at the Corte Madera Inn. Let's all point to the Corte Madera Inn. Okay, very good. I'll see you all there. And now we have the extra edge with Reverend Sarah, which is fostering a healthy mental diet. My summer workshop is going to be this coming Friday. And we have lots of people. We have more than 13 people. We do have room for more, but I ask you to sign up if you want to come, because I need to bring materials for you. And the sign-up is right over there on the table. And then we've got a quick start with our Madam President, Gail, on July 27th. And quick start is either a refresher, if you would like a look at our whole philosophy, or if you're newish, this is true-ish. And so, now, with the business complete, I'd like to invite the practitioners on the table forward, and all the rest of the practitioners that would like to surround the room. And as they become the container, I want you to feel loved, protected, and held by the mighty consciousness of the practitioners of the Golden Gate Center for Spiritual Living. And if you would like a prayer today, these people right up here at the altar are ready to pray with you. Just come up to the practitioner table. Do not go home with anything heavy on your heart. Please accept this blessing now from me. May your heart be filled with the vision of God. May you know that you are greater than you ever imagined. And may Spirit guide your way. And now, for you to stand and repeat this affirmation is the next thing before our closing song. Please come back to the Corte Madera Inn next week. Together now, I speak forth the highest truth that is inspired in me. This truth is healing, and it restores the divine fabric of human existence in love and wholeness. Blessed be. I am a prayer for peace.